Hey guys, what up? It is me, Chef Duke of J Foods, and I specialize in all of your culinary and your food service needs. Today I'm in the lab with my students, my third and my fourth period, and they're so gracious to allow me, as if they have a choice, to record making this for you. We did it in class yesterday. It was a great success, and I've had several people to ask me for more, so I'm gonna go ahead and be nice for once and help them. Today we're gonna make crab cakes. Just to kind of give you an idea of what I'm going to use for these crab cakes, I have egg, lemon juice, mayonnaise, bell pepper, mayonnaise, said that already, onion, garlic, melted butter, lump crab meat, which is beautiful. I don't know if y'all can see that. When I pull it out the container, I'll definitely let you guys know. And some breadcrumb and Cajun seasoning. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna get started. The first thing we're gonna do is we're going to set up the filler for the crab cake. The filler for the crab cake is going to start with some eggs. So I'm just gonna crack my eggs into a bowl. To that filler, I got a little bit of eggshell in there. Got that out. To that filler, I'm going to add lemon juice. To that lemon juice, I'm then going to add a little bit of butter that I've already melted and some mayonnaise. Somebody get me a spatula, please. I forgot that. All right. Get me a whisk as well. My apologies. I'm all discombobulated and not prepared. So I need a spatula to stir with, but this might work. Don't worry about it. I am going to need that at some point, so. All right, so I have those ingredients there real quick. I'm gonna go ahead and get that whisk. This is going to be the binder for my crab cake. Now, I like crab in my crab cake. I don't like a lot of filler. So this is gonna be something light that's gonna help it get started. So we're just gonna whip that mixture together until it's a homogeneous mixture, and we're good. All right, we're gonna chill on that and put it to the side. All right, now I have a medium-sized mixing bowl. And in that mixing bowl, I'm going to dump in some jumbo lump crab meat. Now this crab meat is gorgeous. It's basically lumps of crab meat. Now this is the thing, when you're doing crab cakes, I have done this with back fin meat and with claw meat, and it works just as well. The flavor is just the same, but I find that the lump meat gives me a better presentation. So I'm just going to add my crab meat, and I've opened this crab meat previously and drained it. I'm kind of picking through it now to make sure we don't have any shell. And we don't. And when you're using the lumps like this, you want to make sure not to break those beautiful lumps up as much. You want to make sure that you handle it really gently and keep everything as nice and whole as possible, because it's going to give you a great end result. Give me a rubber scraper, please. All right, now to my crab, I have minced onion. Add a little bit of that. Once I add my minced onion, I have some mixed bell pepper. Usually I use a colored bell pepper. Today I have green, so that's what we're gonna use. Somebody get me the parsley, please. All right, to that I have a little bit of minced garlic. Now the recipe doesn't initially include garlic, but I like a little garlic flavor. We're gonna go ahead and add like maybe 1 clove of minced or grated garlic. Now it's important that you grate your garlic, because you don't want large chunks of garlic in your crab cake. This is going to cook on the stove very briefly. We won't have time actually to make it nice and tender. Same thing with your onion and your bell pepper. Now I'm going to add a little dry parsley. You can use fresh. I don't have fresh. I have dry, so that's what I'm going to use. Okay, now to that, I'm then going to add my egg mayonnaise mixture. All of that goodness out there. All right, and we're gonna clean as we go. We're gonna stack all these dirty dishes in this bowl so that my good old students can get these washed for me, because they like me so much. And they claim they want to eat, so they don't have a problem with assisting me. All right, now to this, I'm going to add some breadcrumb. All right, now this is the filler. Now the initial recipe, I have seen recipes rather, where you can use ground cereal, like cornflakes. I've seen recipe with buttery crackers like Ritz or Club crackers that are buttery. These are just some seasoned breadcrumbs that we made in class a few days ago. I'm gonna start by adding a little bit, and then I'm going to give this a fold. I'm not gonna stir because I don't wanna break up that beautiful crab meat. I'm just gonna give it a little toss. Now, if the crab meat breaks up a little bit, that's to be expected, and that's okay. We just wanna keep those lumps as intact as we possibly can. Okay, we're gonna coat the crab meat in the liquid mixture that we put in, and we're gonna gently fold. Now, as far as the measurement of the breadcrumb, initially I always start with about a half cup and I go from there. That's predicated on how much moisture you get out your crab meat, what kind of crab meat you're using. That'll kind of be the determining factor as to how your crab cakes are going to form. Now, this is still a little moist for me, so I'm gonna add a little more breadcrumb, and I probably will even add more after this, the rest of that butter. And we're just gonna fold. Now, we wanna fold this until the mixture holds together without breaking apart. Then we're gonna form this into patties. Now, when I make my crab cakes, I want them to be moist, but I don't want them to be too moist. And the reason for that is when you get ready to fry them or cook them, however you wanna cook them, whether they be in an air fryer, in the oven, or on the stove like we will in class, you don't want them to fall apart. So this is a little too moist, but I wanna show you what I'm speaking of. It holds together, but barely. And if I put that in a pan and I try to cook it, it's gonna brown on one side, and when I turn it, it's gonna fall apart. So I'm gonna add a little more breadcrumb just to kind of get it to bind together. And this is the point where you can make a great crab cake, or you can screw it all up. A lot of times when you get crab cakes at certain restaurants, or you get frozen crab cakes, they're all filler, they're all bread. Very little crab, all bread. I want this particular recipe to have lots of crab meat, very little filler. Now, I have some Cajun seasoning. I'm gonna go ahead and sprinkle a little bit of this in there as well. Some Cajun Creole seasoning, and it doesn't matter at what point you add this in the process. You can add it to the egg mixture, you can add it to the mayonnaise mixture, or you can add it to your crab meat as I just did. And we're gonna give it a good stir. These lumps are still relatively large and intact, as you can see. We got big old pieces of crab meat, which is great. And we're just gonna stir it until everything is equally distributed. We have no excess moisture in the bottom of our pan or of our bowl. And if we were to try to form these into patties, we see that now they hold together. I think I still want a little more breadcrumb though. That's just me, and it's my business, it's my crab cake, I do what I want. All right, so after I've added that last addition of breadcrumb, I'm gonna make sure that I get them evenly distributed and stirred in. We don't want pockets of breadcrumb or pockets of seasoning or pockets of onion or whatever. We want everything to be mixed together into a cohesive unit. And this is, when I get to this point, this is when I implement my little catering trick. My catering trick to make sure that everybody gets an even portion, move these to the side, is I take a scoop and I scoop my crab mixture into the scoop, even it off into my hand, and then I form a patty. Now see, that's still kind of falling apart a little bit, but that's okay. That's kind of what happens when you have crab meat. That's a lump crab meat formed like this. Now, if I were to use back fin, you see how that's breaking up really good? If I would have back fin or the shredded crab meat that you can get from the grocery store, that would hold together a little better. But I like my crab cakes like this. All right. So, I'm gonna make some more patties. I'll come back to you guys shortly once I get all my patties made and show you what the next step in the process is. Go. All right, y'all, what's up? I am back. I have my crab cakes that we have made and assembled, and I have 2 more left to do, and I just wanted to show you what I've progressed to thus far. I have my crab cakes. We bonded them together with our scoop. We've got them in nice little patties, and then we coated them in breadcrumbs. We simply took our crab cakes, and we just simply gave them a light little press in our breadcrumb, and as you can see, they're holding nicely together. This is gonna assist with getting that nice crispy crust on the outside without adding too much breading. Now it does not matter what type of breadcrumb you use. Sometimes I use panko if I have it at the house. But these are some breadcrumbs that my students and I made a few days ago. And this is what we're gonna use because this is what we got. And we basically gonna give it a light coating on the outside just to ensure that we have some crust and some crispiness. And we're gonna go and fry. All right, see y'all in a sec. All right, we have our crab cakes made and coated. We're now going to put them in a pan. I have some melted butter that's nice and bubbly and ready. We're gonna put these in a pan and we're just going to brown them gently. We want them nice and GBD. Golden brown and delicious. That's a phrase I got from Austin Leslie, a famous Creole Cajun chef from New Orleans. He was an amazing man. But yeah, we're just gonna brown these on all sides. We're gonna be careful not to overcrowd the pan. We're gonna brown maybe 2 or 3 minutes on one side, flip 2 or 3 minutes on the other, and we're going to then put them out and let them cool a tinge before eating. Now, the crab meat is cooked. The only thing we're concerned with cooking, we want those vegetables to get nice and tender. We also want the egg in the binder to kind of solidify and cook as well. But we just basically gonna cook these low and slow until they're nice, crispy, golden brown and delicious, and then we're gonna eat. Alright guys, this is my finished product. I have my nice crab cakes, golden brown and delicious. My student James is gonna come and film in so he can see how nice and pretty they look. And I just have a bit of mixed greens and we're gonna serve them with a little salad dressing. So I'm going to take my crab cakes for presentation purposes. I'm going to set them nicely on them their greens because I'm about to chow down. And that's it. We're gonna eat, we're gonna have a good day. So thank y'all for watching. I'll catch y'all next time. Look forward to more videos. Don't forget to like, comment, and share. Do all three. Really, really, really.